Today we are going to see how we can use XSL key function in Oracle Cloud integration. So we have our integration created, just named it using key function. We have a trigger which is receiving the payload, and we will first see what payload we are receiving. This is the payload we will receive. We have a student array of objects, each object containing the name and age of the student. We have three elements in this array, and we have another string variable key where we'll pass the name of the object. So let's say we want to search for, we want to get the age of second element. So let's keep this name as A, B, and C, and 425, and we want to see the age of, we want to get the element, this one, second element, and the name is B, or we want to get the element where the name is C. We want to get this element from this array of elements. Okay, so how we'll get this? We'll just pass the name. So if we want to get the element or the object for names B, we'll pass the key as B here. Okay, this is the payload. We have defined our trigger to receive that payload, and we'll get the response. It's receiving a JSON response request and a JSON response. And here we have defined the input, and we have the response also defined here. We'll get the matched students. Whichever elements will be matched with the key value, we'll get that as a response. So this is the trigger, and then we have the payload. Okay, it's directly going into the map and a code view. So let me just remove few things from here so that we can see the graphical design. We'll start from the beginning. And we'll remove this also. Okay, so here we'll start. We have removed the existing one that I was doing the POC at the time. I had done those, so I have removed those. Now we'll start it from the beginning. So this is the request we are getting, list of students and the key element, and this is the response. We'll return to the REST request. Okay, so here we'll pass the student name, and the matched students will return that as an array of matched students. Okay, so to achieve this, so one way to achieve this is we can use a for each loop over the students, and whichever will have a match with the key element with the key parameter, we'll map it into the match student list. That is one way. And today we'll see how we can use the key function to look up from the key list. Okay, we'll define a key element, key parameter, or key variable in the XSL function, the XSL map document, and then we'll see. So first of all, we have to. So let's we'll start the or see how we can do that. So we'll first start with a for each. We'll add a for each here in our response wrapper for match student. Okay, so for each we have added, but how many times did this for each, or what is the input array for this for each, that we'll define now, that we are going to use the key. Here it is taking two inputs. One is the key name and the key value. Key name, key name is our custom name. So let's give any name here, name, age. We'll pass the name and we will get the student. Okay, and the key value that we want to search. This key will define in the XSL, that we'll do in the next step, and then we will see the we'll send the lookup value that we want to search for. So here we'll pass the key that we want to search this key in the list of elements in the list of students. Okay, now we have to define this one, and for each of this element we will match the name of the student. We'll basically extract that student name and age. Okay, now this is done. And now we'll have to create this function key. Okay, it got removed. Let me just drag it again. We'll first give a name, name student. This is our custom name. Any relevant name we can give, and here we can give the key parameter, key value that we want to send. Okay, now we will define the key. Um, Now we have to define the key with the same name that we have used here. If I validate this, and here we have to define the key. So it has a certain format or parameters that we have to give. So this is the format to define the key, XSL key name. Then this is the pattern, and this is the use. So I'll describe what it is. So we have to give the name here. It is the same name that we have used, name student. We are defining a key here, match. So match is what it will, what is the list that it will search. So we want to search in the students list, right? So we'll match parameter here, and which field we want to use in the students. We'll use the name field here. So we'll give the name here. So once inside the for each, we don't need to give the entire path here. We'll just, because we are already in the students, this once this key function is called, it will return me the list of students. So inside the for each, we don't need to mention the entire path of the field. We're already inside the students element. We'll just get the name or the age. So once we have defined this key element, we cannot switch back to our designer view. So that is why I added this step at the last. We'll validate it and we will test it. So here we have the list of students and we have the key element that we want to search this. So let's first start. So let's first we'll search for this element. So we'll pass it in the key and now execute it. So here we are getting the name and age matching with the second element, right? It's matching with the second element. So this is how, and then let's try with the multiple student with the same key. Multiple student, give it a different age, and we are getting two matched students. Okay, so that is how we are doing it. So let's try another way. So let's say we don't want to use this for each. We don't want to use the for each. Then how we can achieve this? So so we can do that as well. We don't want to use for each. We'll directly call this function. We get the list of elements. Basically, this function is returning a list of students. Now we don't want to do a for each on the list of students. We just want to use the first element from the list of students. So what we'll do is we will use this function here. We want to get the first element only. Inside that element, we need the name. Same thing we'll do. We'll paste it here. We need only the first element, and we'll use the age from the first element. And we don't need this for each. We're directly calling this function. What is the name of the key we are defining here, and what is the parameter or value we want to search. What is the parameter we want to search? We are sending it here. Key will give the name, and this name will be searched inside the students, and the matching elements will be returned. From that matching element, we'll use only the first element. As we are defining which element we want the value, we are defining the index, so we don't need a for each. Let's try this way. So this time we'll run the same example that we ran previously. So this key function was returning two elements. It was doing a for each and printing each of those. Now we have removed the for each, and we'll only print the first element. And yes, it is printing the first element only. First match element is this one. And let's try to check whether it's actually printing this or not. This time it should give me the age like this. Yes, so it's working. Okay, now we will run it from the test screen. We'll save this integration. we will enable it. And we will test it. So this is the input payload that we will test. Okay, so we already have this. So let me change the names. So we have three names here, name 1, name 2, name 3. Let's say we want to search for name 2. So we'll pass the key as name 2. See what response we receive. Yes, so math students, it's returning name 2. It will always return 1 because we have only taking the first matched result. Let's try with name 1. Yes, so that's it for today. Thank you.